The face of the church must be seen in all we do. So we started welcoming all, whether you are from Africa, you're from Europe, or wherever you are from, you're welcome here at St Margaret.
I love how welcome it is, how friendly it is, how we're a very social parish. A lot of people know each other's names. It's not, you can't be anonymous here. You know, Father's very good at welcoming and bringing people in.
We've been happy with the parish. We were welcomed personally by the Parish Priest. He captured us the first day we came here. So we had a talk with him, and coincidentally, we were from the same country, Nigeria. And he's been so nice, so warm, and involved us in every activity. And I must say one thing about Father Anthony. When the Pope says the church belongs to us, that's what he practices. The church belongs to everybody. He involves everybody. Like now, I'm a Eucharistic minister. My wife is a reader. And my children are in the choir. So we're full, my son is a service altar server. So we're fully integrated in the parish. You know how you can be busy in London, but we always feel at home, okay, here, whenever we come to Mass, whenever we come to the church, to the parish.
Here at St Margaret, you are welcome. You know, we will receive you and we'll look for something for you. Here at St Margaret, we welcome them and you have 2 weeks of grace. After that, you are assigned.
The time I came, you could just realize that everybody was so involved in the parish, you know. There's so many people contributing. It's a small parish, but just the proportion of people who are contributing to just the life of the parish just made me realize it's a place that I could feel welcome. I have actually volunteered to be a reader. So I volunteered quite early on. So I'd say from about Easter last year, I put my hand up and said, you know what, I'll contribute to the reading. And also, well, Father, he's quite forthcoming in asking people to do things. And I think that's why so many people contribute to the parish. So he came up to me one time and said, look, we have this racial and diversity inclusion group, and I think you'd be good to be part of it. And I thought, why not, you know? So I'm part of that group as well.
Father Anthony, again, I think he's been a huge impact on our integration into the church, as well as Paul, the sacristan. He's literally very warm, welcoming, always at peace to talk to him, very encouraging. So, and we're speaking on behalf of our family, because we have a large family of 6, by the way, so we're 6 children, and that's an apostolate in itself. So the impact they make on each of them makes a huge difference in the community, and we hope that can impact their friends and people they come across as well.
It's really important when people arrive in a parish that when they look round the church, they see that the images, the statues, the pictures, the items in the repository don't simply have all white images. It's important that they should see people like them, whatever racial and cultural group they come from. So we've put a lot of effort into making the images around our church racially diverse. Our Lady has appeared around the world with appearance, with skin colouring, with dress, which are appropriate to the local population. And we thought this was a really good way of demonstrating the importance of racial and cultural diversity to Our Lady herself and to Jesus and to our parish.
To have so many beautiful depictions of people we admire in our own light, especially being brown, is so wonderful, because you can see them kind of as role models, but also feel included and accepted. And I think that's what's so amazing and unique about our parish.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, Father. We follow Jesus by living our lives as His apostles, by being kind to others, sharing all that we have, and caring for them, so that the world becomes a better place for everyone.
Oh my day. Please let us applaud our children. Love is the beginning and the end of all that we do and say. Our task is to always turn to Christ and draw from Him the grace to sincerely convert. When the chips are down, turn to Christ.
When I think of racial equality, I think of fairness to everybody, regardless of what race they're from. And when you think of what we're meant to be as Christians, we're called to love, and we're called to love everybody, regardless of race. And when Jesus came down, that was his whole message, right? It wasn't about one particular set of people, it was everyone. So I think if we want to be true followers of Christ, we have to realize that every single person is important.
Part of the Racial and Cultural and Inclusion Committee. So that's actually very exciting. I was initially not wanting to get involved with it. I just thought it's very cliche. But actually joining that committee, we've actually been involved in many aspects of changing some of the statues you see here and how we represent the different races that come to the church. So that sort of thing has actually been quite exciting.
And I've been on a journey of conversion actually through being part of this group, where I've realized that it's important that extra steps are taken so that people do feel included, people do feel represented, and people do feel welcome.
Promoting racial and cultural diversity in a parish doesn't just happen by accident or automatically. It does need a group which looks systematically at all the worship, all the activities, all those who are coordinating the different ministries within the parish, all those who are on the parish council, and making sure that we're promoting racial and cultural diversity across every single thing we do.
We're the sum of the parts, or the sum of the parts is bigger than the individuals. So every time we're sort of unfair to one particular race, we're actually being unfair to ourselves, because we don't know what we're not benefiting from because we don't have that voice of the race in our community. So I think as a church parish, it's actually very important, because as Christians, that's the biggest message that we're called to follow.
And we're not expecting them to conform to almost the St Margaret's way, but we're thinking about moulding the St Margaret's way to everyone who joins our parish, and looking at what they're bringing and the richness they're bringing with them as well.
So we went away, we always do that, staycations and stuff. So obviously we had to find a Catholic church where we were. We went into one church, and actually when I got into that church, because I'm part of the Racial and Cultural and Inclusion Committee, I looked all around. I was almost excited to say, oh, let's see how we're representing other races in the church. I looked around and it was devoid of anything that showed that diversity. I was actually a bit gutted, I was like, there was more that could be done. I'm actually pleased that here at St Margaret's, we've actually taken that step, and we've started to show that diversity, that inclusion with our statues, with the children's books, with the Christmas cards we send, with our welcome message. I think that's quite important. So I think other churches in other areas should be able to take that step and improve the diversity and inclusion in general.
It's important to ensure that the parish is promoting racial and cultural diversity for the simple reason that God loves everyone equally, from every background, from every country, from every culture around the world. And if we're not reflecting that in our activities and in our worship, then we're failing.
And so that's what we do here at St Margaret. We are a listening parish. We spend time to listen to our parishioners.
St Margaret's is a great place to be, and a great place if you want to feel like you're part of a community. So yeah, visit St Margaret's, I guess.